In this video, we're going to show you how to use Classpad.net to reflect objects and explore reflection properties in geometry. So we're going to get a geometry sticky, and I'm going to leave labeling on right now. The three dots lets you change whether auto labeling happens, and I'm going to leave the axes off for this current version. So basically you just need an object, so it doesn't matter what. I'm going to use the polygon tool and make an object. And then we want to reflect it. So let's go over here to the right, and you'll see that there's construct. And if we choose reflection, you'll notice up here it tells us what we need. So we need to select the objects we want to reflect. So let's just select this whole shape here. And then if we're done, you can select more than one object. We hit OK, and now it says select a line. So notice we don't have any lines or segments or rays on our screen. So we could, at this point, select one that's within the shape. So let's say we just select this segment. And so it's going to reflect this original over the segment. So you can use the lines that are within the object itself. I'm going to hit the back key, and I'm going to actually now put a line or a segment or a ray. So let's just put a line. And let's go through the process again. So I'm going to do construct, reflect, select the objects I want to reflect, and then say OK, that's what I want, and then select the line. And so now it's going to reflect it. Notice that it puts the prime numbers. And the reflection line controls where the reflection is. So the closer you get to the original, the more you can see the connections. You could add in segments and do the measurements, but that's all there really is to reflecting. Now let's say you wanted to add a coordinate grid to it. So let's look at another example where we're going to add the coordinate grid. So I'm going to put the grid on, and I'm going to have my axes. Let's number them because a lot of times we're working with rigid transformations, right? So again, let's make an object. Let's start it on a different side here. And let's measure one coordinate because maybe we're trying to figure out our properties. So I'm just going to click A and measure the coordinates, and that will put them right near there. So now let's see if we can reflect. So let's make our line. We need to make sure we have a line, and we can make our line be anywhere. So I'm just going to make my line here for now. And now let's reflect this object. Before we reflect, it's often good to change the color. So why don't we change the color of the reflected image? So we're going to, this time I'm going to select the object first. So I want to show you the difference. Over here we selected the directions first. But here I'm going to select the object first and go to construct, and notice that it kind of narrows down what I can do. And now I'm going to choose reflection again, but since I already have my object selected, the thing it tells me now is to change your line. So now I'm going to reflect my line, and let's talk about the coordinates of this corresponding vertex. Right now it doesn't look like there's any connection, but here's where you can explore with your lines. What if this line were actually the x-axis? The y-axis. Then what do you notice? And we're not exactly on. And one thing that's nice to do is up here you can actually snap the points so that they land on the grid so that you don't have this issue. So if we snap it, you'll see that it nicely works. And so what if it is reflected over the y-axis? And then now what if we want to explore reflection over the x-axis, and we can really compare our coordinates and really make some property changes. So it's a really nice and pretty easy to reflect. Either select the object first and choose construct reflection, or choose reflection and then your objects and then your line. You basically need an object to reflect and then a line, whether that's on the object or outside of the object, to reflect over.